welcome to our microphones this afternoon, Mrs. T, as she was commonly known. Who gave you that name?
A daughter of a close friend of mine. She had a aunt whose name was Helen, and she couldn't understand why there would be two Helens. So she ended up calling me Ms. T, and I've had that name for about 40 years now.
That's what everybody calls you.
Right.
I go up and down Rossville Boulevard. I visit with people like Johnny Zuinas down at the Tear Don. He says, yes, Mrs. T, I know her. Her friend Ed Rogers down at the Butcher Block, yeah, Mrs. T. Nobody calls her Helen, just Mrs. T. Well, it's good to have you with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Earl. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I always did. I'm just that much of a ham.
You are a ham, aren't you?
I can't help it. I was born that way.
Oh, me. Of course, Mrs. Helen Thornton. She is the widow of Harry Thornton. Everybody knew Harry Thornton.
Well, at one time, someone said that he was better known than the mayor of the city of Chattanooga because he had more to say than the mayor did at the time.
Did he really have a running feud going with Bill Castile, or was that just an act?
No, you know, Earl, that Harry never, whatever he did or said, it was the truth. He admired Bill, but there was just some little something that their personalities kind of clashed. I think Bill felt the same way about Harry. They both admired each other for the work that they did. As Bill told him one time, he said, I could never sit there and talk on my feet. And he said, I'd sit and write everything. Harry said, yeah, because you can look it up.
Oh, me. When did Harry Thornton get started in broadcasting?
He started in high school, probably in junior high, if I knew that far back. I'm not sure just exactly when, because that's all I ever heard from the day I met him until he died. He ate, lived, slept, everything, radio and TV.
Did he ever tell you why he wanted to get into broadcasting?
No, he just had always loved it, and he used to go around with anything he could find in his hand that looked like it was a microphone. His mother said most of the time it was a vase of some kind, talking into the whatever thing that would look like a microphone. And he was actually he was self-made as far as his speech and his English and so forth. He thought there was no excuse for anyone on the air to make mistakes in their speech.
Mm-hmm.
Good English was a must.
What year did he graduate from Central High School?
38, I believe it. Yeah, 38.
1938. Now,
right.
You had not met him prior to 1938.
No, I met him in 43.
But during the late 30s, he hung around WDOD. Is that right?
All through high school. As soon as he'd get out of school, he'd run just as hard as he could go to WDOD's radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd stay there. He even got his lessons there. And anything they wanted to do, if somebody wanted something, he'd run get it for them. He was, as you know, what they used to call the gophers.
Mm-hmm. Coffee, donuts, and things like that.
He stayed there until the close up. And after he'd been there hanging around a year or so, they let him sign off one night. And he said that was the happiest day of his life.